The public of New Zealand, I feel sure, will be happy that John Adshead has included some of the expatriate players who are playing in Australia. Well, the preliminaries almost at an end. There's the Australian side from Olver through to Ollerenshaw. The one change, as I said, in the number 3 shirt, Van Egmond coming in place of Wally Savour and wearing the 3 shirt. In Australia, Davidson wore the 3 shirt and Savour the 2. We'll just have to wait and see which fullback position they occupy. Now the all-white side, there's no resemblance to that in Australia. Ridenton coming into play at right back. Rookie Herbert, be interesting to see whether he plays as a sweeper or in midfield. We don't know that yet. And also be interesting to see whether McClennan and Wright, which one of those two plays on the right flank. Ironside stiffening the midfield. Jong, the striker playing in Australia at the moment, doing very well, back in the attack. And last of all there, Tommy Mason at left back. Perhaps today we'll see Mason making 1 or 2 forward runs up the flank with 3 defenders in the middle. That remains to be seen, and John Adshead's kept that a close secret. Here's the referee from Singapore, Mr. Bin Singah. And the 4th official there is Gary Fleet of New Zealand, just left the field, just about ready to go. Well, New Zealand will have the advantage of
Push it, Ollie!
As you will now be aware, we are having some problem with our commentary feed from the Mount Smart Stadium. You'll be getting, of course, the natural effects from the ground, but at the moment just having trouble with Alan Richards and Adrian Elrich's commentary.
So New Zealand with a goal
we'll
kick
be endeavouring
here.
to join them
for the
very shortly.
Slight problem we had.
In fact, we do have that commentary feedback now. Let's go back.
Now Clint Gosling has a goal kick here for New Zealand. Well over halfway with the breeze in behind it. Now Dunford for McClennan to chase. Strong chase by Darren McClennan. Nicely worked back there by Gary Van Egmond. The new player here in the Australian side, coming forward at right back. The long ball cut out by Gary Lund. Gary Lund with a responsible job of taking over here from Kerry Evans in that central defence. Now down on the flank. Yes, the ball worked away there from Ollerenshaw by Tommy Mason. Australia with this throw. Paul Wade, the right winger. Now the whistle goes for a foul throw. Put his foot, I think, in the field of play. Mason there to Dunford. And Australia bringing their goalkeeper into play. This is Calderan. Van Egmond. Petersen. Mike Petersen. Petersen to Davidson. The Australians looking to retain possession a little more now than initially. And New Zealand with a free kick this time. So Ricky Herbert playing in the middle at the back. Long ball there, headed away by Wade. Here's Arnold. Scored 2 goals against the New Zealanders at Sydney. This time the free kick goes the other way. So the New Zealanders not suffering yet by comparison, Adrian. Oh, you haven't got a microphone yet. We're just still working on that.
Get him back. Come on. Come on.
And Charlie Yankos with this free kick. Scored against the New Zealanders from the penalty spot at Sydney. Equalised in Israel with a tremendous free kick in the dying stages. Robbie Ironside, feeding rookie Herbert. Running outside him is Michael Ridenton. Getting it nicely through here to Ironside again. And the flag up for offside against Darren McClennan. Promising move by the New Zealanders. So New Zealand with the job of restoring their reputations. When they look back over the last year, they lost twice to Australia last season, each time very narrowly, and there's a certain element of luck about the Australian goals that won those two contests. And then this year, the New Zealanders certainly had a disadvantage in that match, well-publicised reasons in Sydney. Now here's Davidson getting it into the penalty box, hit away by Malcolm Dunford. Over to Yankos. Ironside winning that one. Coming forward again, looking for it. Swept away by McClennan. Back now to Yankos. Outside him is Calderan. Now Graham Arnold. Looking for Paul Wade, finding him. Crino. Challenged by Mason. Paul Wade, just outside the penalty box, brought down there. Free kick against Noel Barkley. Just outside the box. So real pressure here on New Zealand. Oscar Crino. Dunford heading out. Cross to Petersen. New Zealand coming away. McClennan. Billy Wright with the first timer there, which is blocked. Ollerenshaw beaten by Wright. McClennan and Ironside linking together. Oh, and that's a bad foul by the Australian. The referee didn't like that one. Came in from Van Egmond. Very late challenge. Ricky Herbert with a free kick. New Zealand. Yankos heading clear. Here's Davidson. Davidson overrunning it. Billy Wright brought down. Billy Wright getting the knock there as he was brought down. Just let's have another look at that. Billy Wright tripped there by Scott Ollerenshaw right on the halfway line.
Robbie, join them.
Herbert's free kick this time. He'll put in the penalty box. Hit away there by Steve Calderan. Oh, ambitious, but nevertheless on, I suppose, as Ironside came in there and let go. And so 0-0 at this stage, and we've had about 12 minutes. And good afternoon, Adrian Elric.
Yeah, good afternoon, Alan. As usual, early nerves are playing a big part in this game, although New Zealand seems to have settled down quite well. Had a couple of promising moves there, but it looks as though the Australians are taking no prisoners.
Yankos with a long goal kick into the breeze. Lund assisted out there by Mason. Won by Ironside. And kicked away a little wildly into touch by Van Egmond. So a bit of pressure here, Adrian, by New Zealand. They're playing with a lot more confidence than many people would have expected, perhaps.
Oh, I think so. They've got a lot of pride at stake here, and I think John Ead's got them motivated to perform, and they seem to be doing the job very well at this stage.
Well, there's New Zealand into the penalty box. Yankos, the sweeper, getting it away, not particularly well. That's Ricky Herbert with the chip. Looking to get on the end of it was Ironside. Pushing through there from midfield. Steve Calderan, number 5 for Australia. Olver using Petersen this time. Oh, the ball slipping there past Davidson. Billy Wright beats Davidson pointlessly. Nice work by Wright. Ambitious shot. Calderan. Petersen's long ball, nicely headed in there by Arnold. Ollerenshaw looking outside him for Crino, the man who scored the first goal in the previous encounter. Ollerenshaw tussling there with Noel Barkley. Well, Australia has a corner kick. No, it's a throw. Otherwise, probably we might have seen Ollerenshaw coming across. Instead, it's Petersen with a long throw, awkwardly into the edge of the box. And Spink, Warren Spink, number 7, earns a corner there as he turned on it. Now we will see Scott Ollerenshaw coming over. Kick an in-swinger with his left foot.
Get in front of him, Jess. Jess. You get in front and you get behind him. Come on, Jess. Up. Don't let the bastard get it. That's it. Yeah, that's more like it.
Gosling concedes another one. This time it'll be Crino to take the corner on the opposite side, again with an in-swinger. Jong getting it away there. Expensive a throw. Australia maintaining the pressure. Looking for the first goal in the game, which hasn't arrived yet. Petersen. Davidson, the fullback. And the award is a goal kick. Well, Adrian, how do you think it's gone?
Well, I think New Zealand are playing with a lot more commitment than they did in the first game against the Socceroos, and it's paying dividends. They're closing the players down and they're putting them under pressure, and they're making the basic mistakes. And I think, you know, Gosling in the back there's got them all under control.
I think Gosling clears halfway. Headed on by De Jong. Nearly through there, just blocked by Yankos. Here's Ironside. Nicely through there. Ball nicely laid out by Dunford. Turned back inside. Oh, a bit of confusion in the ranks there. A little bit of pressure by New Zealand. Noel Barkley in attendance, not able to capitalise.
There's a good ball in from Noel Barkley here, and at least we've got a player on the end of it challenging, you see, and it's putting pressure on the Australians, who's just almost scored an own goal here, caught the keeper off balance.
Well, they come back down to New Zealand's half. And a free kick has been awarded to Australia, just on the halfway line. Yankos.
Got it.
illegal charge on Gosling. Now Ricky Herbert. And a free kick as De Jong puts a little bit of pressure on the defence, disputing that ball in the air. And New Zealand a chance here to pressure in the penalty box. Ricky Herbert again, taking all the free kicks. Malcolm Dunford, Adrian playing up in midfield most of the time, getting back when he has to, but pushing forward. Yeah, Ricky Herbert, the one who's gone back into the middle.
That's right. Yeah, I think Malcolm's doing a very good job there. He's picking up Oscar Crino in the midfield there and nullifying that attacking force for Australia's point of view, and getting forward on attack when the opportunity presents itself.
That's slid away into touch. In the previous game, Crino had a lot of space.
Yes, too much space, Alan. He was given plenty of room to play the ball through, and he gave the strikers a field day.
Here's Barkley. Herbert caught in possession. Could have been embarrassing. Poor Wade, unable to capitalise. That's a long one from Gosling. On the end of it is De Jong. Australian struggling, and the foot was up there, kicked in the side of the head. Now, what's the referee going to give here? Good crowd here today, enjoying this tremendously, I think.
Yeah, there's pressure on the fullback here as De Jong comes in to head the ball. He brings his foot up and catches him full in the face, which is obviously dangerous play, and I would have thought it would be more than just an indirect free kick, Alan.
Can't understand an indirect free kick. Dangerous play like that. So Noel Barkley to take the indirect free kick inside the penalty box. It's a good ball. Well, there's the first goal in New Zealand, and it's Malcolm Dunford who's done it. Just as he did in Australia, with his head, he's got it into the back of the Australian net.
And here it comes. It's a nice set move. Early runs from the players, leaving him free. Up he gets, top right-hand corner. Excellent goal. Keeper had no chance. And boy, are those players happy.
And boy, has that put some pressure on the Australians.
Here it comes from another angle from behind the goal. It's a beautifully floated bowl. You'll see how high Dunford gets here. Picks his spot. No chance for the goalkeeper. Lovely goal.
Meanwhile, the play has the Australians coming over halfway. A little flick inside by Warren Spink. And a little of the rhythm going out of the Australians' play at the moment. Dunford getting a knock there. It's being attended to at present. And New Zealand with just 10 men on the field and just want to slow it down for a moment. That comes the hero of the moment. Now Robbie Ironside to Billy Wright. And he's impeded. Another free kick. More pressure. Now Ricky Herbert's free kick. Once again in that box. A little bit of pushing there, and this time the free kick goes against the New Zealanders. For De Jong, the culprit. Must be a good feeling in the middle amongst the All Whites at the moment, Adrian.
Well, I think they've got a lot more confidence than they've been playing with recently, and that goal is just what they needed. They seem to be putting the pressure on Australia a lot more this game, and it's paying dividends. The back four is very tentative. The goalkeeper doesn't want to come off his line, and hence we're getting opportunities.
New Zealand with the slight breeze advantage. Here's McClennan showing his speed, getting through past Van Egmond. And Olver temporarily losing that. And now feigning an injury, I think. Pretty hard to see how he was hurt.
Here he comes. This is McClennan. He's working really hard here. He's managed to get on the end of it. Olver comes out a little bit late, and you'll see it's a 50-50 challenge there, and McClennan got his foot in there.
Yes, he got a little knock. He's all right, though. Awkward bounce there for Crino. He's under pressure. Robbed of the ball by McClennan. Took the ball away, and this referee, starting to look a little fastidious, is quick to penalise him. Wade's attempt to volley and unsuccessful. And Barkley sent away by Ironside. Noel Barkley. Good ball. Safety first there by Calderan. Calderan had little option there, but to concede a corner. Barkley's cross probably not quite sufficiently aerial. The New Zealander was on the other side of Calderan, wasn't he?
I think possibly if he'd come to the near post, it would have made a different situation. But the Australians are panicking, and New Zealand's got to capitalise now.
Another goal in this half to New Zealand would put a cat amongst the pigeons. Desperate moment for the Australians. Oh, well won by Dunford. Free kick New Zealand, and the referee did not like it. Charlie Yankos gets the card.
Here it is. Dunford's made the break down the right there, and he actually played the player and not the ball. And I think the referee should have stamped his authority earlier, because on 2 or 3 occasions, the New Zealand players have been taken out without the ball, and he's let it go, but Yankos got caught that time.
Well, the Australians are getting a little desperate. That Clancer just over the top from McClennan. 1-0 to the All Whites. Just remembering the situation overall, Australia and Israel 3 points apiece. Australia with a better goal difference. But that'll only come into account if the points are level at the end of the series. Israel 2 games to go against New Zealand here next week, and then against Australia in Australia. Herbert getting it away there. Ollerenshaw trying to turn it in. Well, there's no doubt about the fact that when we watch this game, we can see the Australians having to hurry their passes to a far greater extent than was the case at Sydney, Adrian.
That's right, Alan. They're New Zealand players are pressing them down there, and therefore they haven't got time to get their technique into it. And that smooth rhythm that they had is all broken up now.
Now here's a chance for Arnold. Oh, he didn't go on the offside against the man on the far side, Ollerenshaw. Arnold had a chance to go on his own there, I felt, Adrian.
Yes, definitely. The opportunity presented itself there, and he was a one-on-one with a centre-back, but he didn't take the opportunity. I think this is coming back to the lack of confidence in their own ability just now. They seem to be at 6s and 7s.
Charlie Yankos is long ball, too long.
Stay here.
Wright beaten in the air. Now it's Crino. Looking for Ollerenshaw. Cut out by Ridenton. Billy Wright. Over his own head and over the sideline.
Let's get the second one. Give it a Davo, Oscar. Leave him. Let Davo. Come, Bubba, help him. Well done, Billy. Hey, Oscar, come on. Tight here. One on the thrower. Get him away, get him away. Ollie. Easy, Michael, easy. Easy, Mike.
Ollerenshaw doing his best to get round Ridenton. Mickey Herbert, safety first. Alan Davidson, trying for Australia. It's Warren Spink. Creating a bit of space. Good ball from Spink. Call of keeper there from Gosling, and he has it. It's Mason. Herbert to Mason. Yankos' volley. Nice header there by Spink. Alan Davidson. The Australians settling down a little more now. A bad pass intercepted by Ironside. Gets McClennan away. Ridenton. De Jong. Back towards Ironside. And the flag up, I think, for offside against De Jong. Robbie Ironside's made a big difference, Adrian, in midfield.
Yes, he's really tied it up in there. He's picking up all the loose balls. He's committing the players to make passes, and his distribution has been excellent. He's found his man, and he's attacked at every opportunity.
Now, Crino. Getting it again, Oscar Crino, slipping it through here for Petersen. Petersen beaten by Billy Wright. Good work by Billy Wright there. Known for his striking ability, but helping out magnificently in midfield and at the back as well on occasions. Australians not easy to beat in the air. Calderan, that's Dunford getting it to De Jong. Tommy Mason over kicking. And there's the Australian bench, and Frank Garrick without the smile for which he's become famous. Understandably, he's got a few problems on his mind at the moment. He's an unhappy man. Good work there by Paul Wade. That's Ollerenshaw with him. Got a lethal left foot. Good ball from him. Gary Lund got that away. Waiting for it, Charlie Yankos. Now Calderan has found Davidson. This is Davidson, rather. Van Egmond. Back to Calderan. Mickey Herbert heading there to Robbie Ironside. He wins the throw. And the New Zealand bench here with almost a look of disbelief about it. Gosling using what light breeze there is to get well over halfway. Dunford's header goes astray, met by Arnold. Here's Wade, being pushed backwards. Yankos, the sweeper, having to hasten there to get it to Calderan. Davidson on the wing, looking for Ollerenshaw. Further up the touch. Alan Davidson. Oscar Crino. Danger man. Michael Ridenton, a surprise selection in the New Zealand side. Done a good job looking after Ollerenshaw. Down to McClennan. On to Jong. Flicked out towards McClennan again. Now Dunford's up front. With him is Fred de Jong. Malcolm Dunford's certainly very mobile. He's getting up there into attack. Fred de Jong putting himself about the field. Certainly sharpened things up front. Crino falling all over it. So the Australians with a free kick there. As Crino found himself brought down. Alan Davidson. Very experienced Australian defender. He was playing when you were playing, Adrian.
That's correct, yeah. He's a very solid player, and he puts himself about. He loves to attack, but he's not getting that opportunity today.
Now the Australians getting one or two passes together. Van Egmond finding Wade. Paul Wade. Now Petersen getting it to Crino. Crino to Wade. Clever little header there by Wade. Gosling's equal to it. Clint Gosling looking a lot more relaxed today than he was in the match. Sydney, Adrian.
Yes, he is. He's really commanded his penalty area, and he's awake to everything today, and he's very sharp off his line.
Now here's Barkley. And for New Zealand, looking dangerous there for a moment. Robbie Ironside got the shot in. Tommy Mason moving back there. Just have a look at this again.
Yeah, it was a lovely ball through to Ironside. He beat his man well, got the half-chance opportunity, but he's just stretching a little bit there to get the power onto it. It was well down by Jeff Olver, though.
Ironside and Dunford have done a very good job coming through, supporting the strikers. The Australians making mistakes that would not have occurred at Sydney once they got a hit over there.
I think the frustration's coming right through now, Alan. Nothing's really working for them, and even the basic things are falling down.
Ridenton to McClennan. Ricky Herbert. Barkley to McClennan. McClennan not able to find a target. There's Mason getting it nicely to Barkley again. McClennan working overtime on the flank there. Take his man on, trying to get through, winning a throw. Putting a bit of pressure on the new man, Gary Van Egmond. Darren McClennan. Very fast, very positive.
He's playing exceptionally well, Alan. He's got all the New Zealand players are. They've now got this confidence and ability to take on the players, whereas before they weren't doing anything at all.
Now Mason's throw, pulled inside by Barkley. And good work there in defence by Ridenton, who now sets things going with a crossfield pass. Ricky Herbert finds de Jong. Has to be remembered, Adrian, that this Australian side has built a very good record recently against touring sides to Australia from some very strong nations.
Oh, yes, they've just played a series against Malmo from Sweden and had 3 good results against them. I think they beat them 2 games out of 3 and had a draw in the other game. So And Malmo's one of the top European sides, so they've got to be playing extremely well.
So the All Whites at this stage leading 1-0. Doing very well. He's onside. The ball squeezing out to McClennan. Just losing touch with it there. Just allowed it to get away from him. Australia trying to get something going here. Paul Wade. A little flick on there. Went nowhere at all. Warren Spink has not shown up at all. He had a lot of space on the previous game on the right wing. This time he's had no time at all and he's shown none of his skills. Looking into the sunshine. Gosling achieves quite a long distance with his clearance. And Mike Ridenton to throw in on the right flank. The All Whites.
Come on, boy.
And quite rightly, a free kick awarded against Billy Wright.
What's that? Is that a tackle from behind or what? Let's be realistic.
Well, the very subdued Australian-looking bench, Adrian.
Yeah, it is. I'd be worried as well.
Here's Warren Spink. First to the ball. That's good work by him. Oh, he's turned it behind. And pressure makes people make mistakes like that.
Yeah, I think so, Alan.
Anxiety.
Yeah, it is definitely. I think they're getting very frustrated out there. They just can't handle the situation, and nobody's really taking control of the Australian team and saying, hey, slow it down, push the ball to feet, let's make spaces and let's work for each other. Whereas New Zealand are really working for each other. They're trying to make good balls into bad balls into good balls and working very hard.
Good dispute in the air there by McClennan. Got a knock in the process. Now, Yankos has the ball. McClennan's still down in the centre circle. The play's gone on. The referee, McClennan's back on his feet. He's hobbling. It was his leg which is suffering. And here's De Jong shaking off that challenge. Fred De Jong, but McClennan's not able to get into the middle. Dunford's made a run up there. Oh, good bit of work there by Billy Wright. Threading his way in there nicely, Adrian.
Yes, he did. Fred and Billy are working very well together, and their interpassing's been excellent because they're working hard for each other, and they're creating a lot of havoc down that right-hand side.
Bit of a problem here for McClennan.
Oh, it looks as though he's twisted his knee in that tackle in the middle there, and that can be quite painful, but I'm sure just on half-time he'll have time to go in at half-time and get it sorted out so he comes out fresh for the second half.
So New Zealand ahead 1-0, and it's very obvious, of course, that the next goal is of vital importance. If New Zealand can score again, the Australians have a mammoth task ahead of them. Question is, can we?
Oh, I think the opportunities are there. I think our players have been playing extremely well, and they've been getting on the end of everything that they can. And I would say the Australians, I'd favour New Zealand to score before Australia at this stage, the way they're going.
Darren McClennan hobbles back into the middle. They'll have about another 5 minutes to see out before the half-time break. And New Zealand have a throw right on the right flank. Here's the quick throw. Billy Wright. And that one from Ricky Herbert. Turned away from the corner by Olver. Now the linesman is telling the referee that it's a goal kick.
Yeah, well, the replay's coming over now. Ricky Herbert gets behind the defence and delivers the ball beautifully to the far post, and it's going right over deep there. And once again, the Australians are under pressure again, and Olver had no could only put it over for a goal kick.
The linesman's been overruled. It is a corner. Barkley. Oh, a brave effort there to turn it in, but it's a goal kick. Is it Gary Lund? I'm not sure. It happened pretty quickly, but it's driven back by Barkley.
Yes, it was Gary Lund that got on the end of it. That's a brave player that dives at the feet of opposing players to try and get on the end of a ball. But once again, the Australians were under pressure. Here it is. It's driven across hard. And there's Gary Lund throwing himself at it. Unfortunately, he didn't get it on target, but it was a brave effort.
Now the Australians trailing 1-0. Ollerenshaw. Back here to Calderan. Crino's pass goes astray. McClennan to Ironside. Dunford working through very nicely. Referee says that's all right. Australia. Petersen. Crino. Yankos. Mason blocking Crino effectively. Nasty collision. Brave work there by Tommy Mason.
It was, actually. I don't think Crino realised that Tommy Mason was so close, and he just turned thinking he had plenty of room, and Tommy Mason was onto him. And, of course, there was a bang of heads and bodies, and it looks as though both of them are suffering a little bit.
Now New Zealand, here's McClennan. Out to Wright. Back to Dunford. Can he get it back? He wins the corner. Malcolm Dunford is playing as well today as I've seen him play.
Oh, he's got so much commitment and so much heart that he's everywhere. He's overlapping, he's attacking the goal, he's working in the midfield. Excellent, strong player in the midfield, and with Robert Ironside as his foil, you know, they've really got that midfield sewn up. Hence, we haven't seen Crino doing his magic.
Tommy Mason with the corner. Headed clear and a free kick to come anyway, so that's the end of that New Zealand raid. But Tommy Mason hitting that powerfully. The Australians looking for an equaliser before the half-time break. They haven't long. Strong run there by Van Egmond. And a free kick as Van Egmond was looking dangerous. He's been infringed against. Good run by Van Egmond. This might be just what Australia are looking for, the chance to level up. Half-time coming up. Man over the ball is Oscar Crino, and with him is Charlie Yankos. Remember, Yankos scored from 25 metres against Israel. Well, he'll be looking for a space around the corner of that wall. You can bet your bottom dollar Yankos will hit it. Might have been better after 3 o'clock when the Auckland and Barbarian sides are here, over the bar. Charlie Yankos, a very committed player. He's the backbone of the Australian side, without a doubt.
And we're still looking for representatives of the
Not always winning it in the air, but certainly disputing everything, the New Zealanders. Oh, well won by Dunford. Gets it back from Ironside. Final shot, not quite so impressive. Malcolm Dunford optimistically trying his luck from about 35 metres. McClennan's after Yankos. He finds Petersen. Outside him is Van Egmond. Here's Wade. Tommy Mason looking after him. He gives away a corner. Just lost control. Tommy Mason indicating he was pushed, but the linesman not impressed. Ollerenshaw. Time running out in this first half for the Australians. Trailing 1-0. Here's Ollerenshaw. Gosling just tipping it away there from Crino. On his own up there, De Jong. Oh, thank you, says De Jong. The whistle goes. And half-time has arrived here at Mount Smart Stadium. And the crowd rise to the All Whites as they leave for the break, leading the Australians by 1-0. That goal, once again, to Malcolm Dunford.
Well, how many times over the years have we seen the All Whites going into a match against Australia at soccer as underdogs, and here they are leading at half-time. And with me now is former international New Zealand captain Steve Sumner. Marvellous first-half performance by the All Whites, Steve.
Yeah, certainly it's been a marked improvement on the last performance in Sydney, and I think a lot of credit to the guys out there. They've performed terrifically well. It's been a thrilling performance from them at times, and I think that people like Robert Ironside have set the pattern for us there. Very early on he was closing people down and doing all the backtracking and chasing about, you know, and I tended to think that work rate and commitment have become dirty words in our game, but it's good to see it out there. Absolutely thrilling.
So the work rate and commitment is up, and some selection changes as well has been the key.
Well, I mean, he's got Mal Dunford playing in the middle of the park, and on paper you may have thought, well, that's a bit dodgy, but he's played terrific. Mal and Robert Ironside have done terrifically well. Darren McClennan up front has worked his heart out. It's going very well at the moment.
They're closing down the Australians, so they're stopping them running into gaps.
Well, they're closing them down. They could do better. I'd like to see them force themselves forward a bit more, but it's not going too badly.
Now, the Australian side, would you say that their coach would be disappointed with the way they're playing, or is it because of what the All Whites are doing?
Well, I think for the first 10 minutes, I thought that they were doing quite well and were allowed to play. And once Robert and the rest of the midfield guys, and Billy Wright as well, started pushing in and squeezing things up, it didn't give them the time. And we got them playing in their half quite a bit. And I would say that right now, they want to slow it down again, if they're allowed to. If they're not, then, you know, we're going to see a fair second half from our guys.
Well, what sort of approach should the All Whites take now that they're 1-0 up?
Well, pressure. Keep the pressure on them. Make them play in their half if they can. And I mean, obviously we dominate a lot of stuff in the air. I mean, I've never seen such a big All White side there, and they're doing very well. So anything that looks remotely like a cross, get it in there and get the big men on the back post. They're causing heaps of trouble.
Is there a temptation to come back and try and defend that one goal?
Oh, there always is. But I mean, you know, when you're thinking probably the last 10 minutes or something like that, and at that stage the Australians will have to resort to other tactics if they don't change them now, because they're in a desperate situation. And so maybe in the last 10 minutes you might see us sit back if we're still holding a 1-0 lead.
So it's good news then, as Adrian Ulrich's back with us now. Well, Adrian, you'd be just as thrilled as Steve Sumner with the performance of the All Whites.
Oh, yes, I think the total change in the team from the last performance is out of this world. You know, the commitment's there, the players' hearts are in their game, their confidence is in there, everybody's running for everybody else, you know, and I think John Adseed's got them really performing.
Well, this probably emphasises again what a hard job John Adseed has had to come back in and pick up the All Whites after Kevin Fallon had withdrawn from the squad. It just shows you what a hard performance it must have been for him to take them through Israel and Australia, doesn't it? Oh,
definitely. The conditions don't suit us overseas, although we performed well overseas before, but it's such short notice, lack of money, lack of preparation. It all comes back to the attitude that John's built into the players, giving them the heart and the courage to perform under adverse conditions.
There's something about New Zealand teams when Australia play them over here at soccer that the Aussies seem to panic a bit. They were doing that in the first half there.
Yeah, well, I think that comes back to John's tactics again. He's brought 3 or 4 of the Australian players into the side now, and you've got Ironside and De Jong up front there in the midfield there, and they're creating a lot of havoc. They know these players, they know which is their strengths and their weaknesses, and they're playing on them. They're closing players down, they're not giving them a chance to settle on the ball. You haven't seen Crino in the first half. The only time you've seen him is when he's been trying to chase Malcolm Dunford or Robert Ironside. He's now on the other end of the boot.
One disappointing aspect of the Australians' play has been some of the late tackling that we've seen from them, and feet high in the air. In fact, one of those incidents led to the goal. That's
right. I think the referee's got a little bit to blame here. The first instance, when I think it was Robert Ironside overlapped on the right-hand side and he was taken out with a professional foul. If the referee had stamped his authority on there, booked the player, you wouldn't see any more of it. But unfortunately, he didn't, and we've had 4 or 5 occasions now where the Australians mainly have been professional fouls, late tackles, pulling the players down. And of course, the one that really got his name taken off, Yankos at the back there, he was the unfortunate player. That was his turn.
Well, if we have a look at the goal that New Zealand scored, then it came from a foot high in the air against Fred de Jong. And as we were saying, we've seen too many of those incidents from the Australians.
Oh, we have. You know, the ball bounced onto the ground awkwardly for the fullback. He didn't realise Fred was coming in from the blind side. Fred got his head to it because it was head high, and the player just put his foot up. Hence, I thought it should have been a penalty, actually.
Well taken set play then, and a great header.
Oh, it was excellent. We had the front runners dragging the players away and creating space, and Malcolm Dunford getting up beautifully, picked his spot, powerful header, and the keeper had no chance whatsoever. You know, wonderful goal for New Zealand.
Olver has let one in, and there's Frank Arick. He's probably had plenty to say at the half-time break, trying to instill the confidence in his team that we saw from them in the match in Sydney. And we just wait now the arrival of the All Whites and the referees. The Australians first back, Charlie Yankos, plays his football in Greece and is the man at the back who controls the tactics of the Australian side. Alongside him there was Oscar Crino, the midfield wizard who's played so well so often for Australia. Well, this match is only halfway through, and the job is just halfway done. Adrian Elric by the New Zealanders, but quite sure that they will have been built up even further by John Adshead at the half-time break. You've experienced plenty of that sort of animation that John Adshead can bring to his talks.
Oh yes, Alan, he'll be going there. He'll be rejigging them up again and making sure that they're performing at the same level as they were in the first half, because they did work very, very hard in that first half. If I was the Australians, I would slow it right down, get back to the basics, start getting a bit of confidence in your side, and trying to get on the end of a shot.
Well, here they come. And a vastly different reception from that which greeted them when they came back at half-time in Sydney. Here they lead 1-0. In Sydney, of course, they were 2 behind at that stage and facing a hiding. They're obviously affected by the arduous travel which they'd encountered getting back from Israel. 36-hour trip. They went here, there and everywhere. And, of course, there was also a little bit of illness within the camp. And they were hardly fit physically to see it out. The question is in the second half, which is going to be vitally important with Australia coming forward, Adrian. Can New Zealand keep their legs going for another 45 minutes?
Oh, I think so. They're a big, strong side out there. It's probably the biggest New Zealand side that I've seen on the park for a long, long time. They've got players like De Jong, who's only a youngster, Tommy Mason, and players like that. So they've got plenty of heart and plenty of physical reserves there.
Well, we'll see how they go. Here's Ridenton, a careless back pass, and a bit of pressure there on Herbert. And Ridenton almost made a fatal mistake with his first touch of the ball in the second spell. Australia will be pleased to have seen that. Now here's Davidson and Crino. Gosling, who recently lost his place in his club side in Australia, is pleased to be leading his Australian contemporaries 1-0. There's Yankos at the back. Gary Lund with a high half volley. The Australians first timing it around. And Ollerenshaw switching onto the opposite wing for a moment. Gets the throw. So Australia, a slight breeze at their backs. The Southeasterly coming up the field. Thank you very much. So the All Whites is Mike Petersen throws the ball behind. Well, the sun has departed temporarily. We have a light cloud overlay. That's assisted up by Ironside. Davidson to Crino. Looking for Ollerenshaw. Here's Arnold. Arnold! Oh, Ollerenshaw missed it. Great save by Gosling. Arnold had a wonderful chance. Very much relieved home crowd.
Here comes the read. This is beautiful. Arnold picked his spot there. A brilliant save by Gosling, but the poor finishing by Ollerenshaw. He just threw his leg at it. This is the other angle. Here he is here. The beautiful slip pass from Ollerenshaw to Arnold. Good control. Lovely finish. Parried by Gosling. Good reaction. And, of course, Ollerenshaw wrapped it over the bar.
A let off for the All Whites in the second minute of the second half. Arnold should have scored. It was an excellent save.
Oh, it was a good save from Gosling. He spread himself wide and got a good hand onto it. Very solid defence there. But I think that's the way the Australians have been playing it on. They're frustrated and they have an opportunity like that and they don't take it.
Well, Frank Eric won't be very happy with that. Still 1-0 to the All Whites. Jong working out there. Mason trying to burst through. Mason down the touchline. Tommy Mason. Good ball. Still in. Billy Wright. Ridenton off target. Oh, sustained pressure there by the All Whites. Very near thing. Great run by Tommy Mason.
Oh, it was an excellent run by him, Alan. Yes, he came down the side. Beautiful quality ball in here. And once again, it was a brave player getting on the end of it. Just couldn't quite control it down, but it was turned in again there. And unfortunately, he was lucky for them that the Australian got a foot in there. But the finishing there was a little bit off target from Ridenton.
Ricky Herbert banging back to halfway. The Australians just have to go for it, trailing 1-0. There's Billy Wright's long ball across to Fred de Jong. With him is Calderan. Jong trying to get round Calderan. And is penalised. Mason's right foot not quite the equal of his left. Just wondering if the Australians have made a substitution there, Adrian.
No, it's coming up, Alan. There is a player warming up on the outside of the track there, so it looks as though they're making an early change.
Now here's Arnold. Can he get the shot in? Can he? No, he can't. And with him was Spink. Spink, I think it was, who finally got his foot on it.
That was excellent defensive play by the New Zealanders there. They kept forcing Arnold away from goal and not giving him a clear opportunity. Here it is here. The ball is played in there. Okay, watch the defender of the New Zealander holding him there, not giving him a clear chance, and finally the shot was sprayed wide. There, it was excellent work there.
So Warren Spink off target and Clint Gosling the goal kick. Just 5 minutes gone in the second half.
Get up, Tommy! Ollie! Ollie, knock it!
I think Malcolm Dunford's changed his jersey at half-time. He's now wearing number 5. Started the match in the first half wearing number 3. Here's Dunford. Run away by Noel Barkley. Now the Australians are easing forward.
One coming. Hey, I've got Ready.
Here's Ironside. And good work there by McClennan. I don't think the referee liked it any more than anybody else. Steve Calderan. A professional foul.
This is McClennan. He's through here. He's using his speed. He is so quick off the mark there. He's got the gap, and there it is, a professional foul. But what's annoying about it is the referee's taking no action over it. The player wasn't even booked.
Well, the referee should take his glasses off, because that was very definitely a deliberate foul and certainly warranted at least the yellow card. Here's Mason. Oh, Billy Wright with a ricochet corner. There's Billy Wright attempting the volley and hitting it well.
It was quite a good move, Alan. Once again, the players, Dunford was the dummy run this time, and we gave the opportunity to create a chance there, and Billy Wright got on the end of it. It's just as well as the Australian body in the way to deflect it.
So here's Tommy Mason. Wright's on the end of that. Headed away by Ollerenshaw. Here's Gary Lund. Ironside. Oh, just blocked by the Australians. Now they've got Crino in possession. Looking for Arnold. It's Ricky Herbert, the through ball, holding up in the breeze a little. Ironside looking for it. Well screened away by Davidson. Good play there. Wade falling all over it. Ironside dispossessing him. Ollerenshaw to Spink. And now Petersen using Calderan. Davidson. Nice run here by Wade. Ball Wade to Alan Davidson. Right on the line. And Wade and Davidson wins that free kick against Billy Wright by exercising patience. He had nowhere to go, but he hoped for the best, and he certainly got it.
He's very fortunate, Alan. Actually, he was screening the ball well, but he wasn't playing the ball, so it should have been a free kick the other way, but the referee didn't see it that way.
Crino. Then Gosling coming off his line very quickly to gather that. That's a no man's land. Yankos. Ollerenshaw. The Australians starting to string their passes together. Dunford nicely to Jong. Here's Billy Wright. Finding McClennan. Darren McClennan. Yankos getting it away nicely. Little first timer. Now the counter attack. Long run by Petersen. Now it's Crino. Jong controlling it beautifully to McClennan. Not enough all whites in the middle yet. The final delivery, not quite. Billy Wright. Good ball. Oh, the flag's up. Somebody offside. Fred de Jong. Well, some scintillating football. Exciting stuff there, Aiden.
Yes, it was fast and furious there from one end to the other, but New Zealand are not letting this game go. They've been under pressure for a little while there, but they're breaking back quickly, and McClennan especially has had 2 good runs there. It's just unfortunate we couldn't get it finished off on both occasions.
Fred de Jong blocking that ball from Petersen. Big solid midfielder. Mike Petersen. And a ball from Dunford. And on the blind side now comes Ironside. Strong run from Ironside. Coming from nowhere to get there. Come on, Tommy Mason kept that in to New Zealand's disadvantage, perhaps. Now Yankos, the Australians coming. Crino lurking on the left. Ridenton outplayed here by Arnold, is he? Arnold. Wade back behind him to Calderan. Challenges coming, and that's one too many. And Noel Barkley is given the yellow card. His tackle was late.
There it is here. He got away from one tackle there, and Noel Barkley just professional foul, much the same as the Australians have been doing, but unfortunately we get booked for it and the Australians don't. You know, there's no justice in this game at times.
The referee, Mr. Ben Singah, whose performance has been a little erratic up to this point, puts his book away. Barkley has a yellow card. Australia have a free kick. Outside the penalty box, about 10 or 12 metres. Goal kick. Strong effort to get on the end of that by Paul Wade.
There's a definite chance there, Alan. It was floated to the far post and he was unopposed, but he just didn't get on the end of it, did he?
He didn't time it well. Ironside winning that in the air. And Egmond in possession, feeding Davidson. Australians working overtime. Little flick to nobody in particular. Thank you very much. Ricky Herbert returns it over halfway. Yankos. Well, the referee awards another free kick in a dangerous situation from New Zealand's point of view, as Yankos will come forward for this. It's directly out in front of the right upright. Crino seems to place the ball, and Yankos seems to kick it. Yankos wants the wall moved. The referee's happy with it where it is. Look for the power shot again. This is where he scored from against the Israel side last week. Frank Eric. Holds his head in despair. 1-0. Slowly but surely, the sands of time are filtering away. About 28 minutes remaining. Difficulty getting it to halfway that time. Gosling. Billy Wright heading it. Helped on its way by McClennan. Jong disputing the ball and pulled off the ball, I thought there. And now we've got coming on for Australia, Andrew Koczka. And going off is Steve Calderan. Well, Koczka comes on. Defender coming on at a time when they're 1-0 down. Be interesting to see just what role Koczka adopts, whether they're going to push another man forward. Dunford. No, rather Herbert it was getting it away. Here's Petersen for Australia. Dangerous ball. Gosling's out. Looked as though he could well have caught it, Adrian.
Yeah, but under pressure, it's safety first, so he's done the right thing. Both first, got it well. This could be an interesting result, Alan. If it stays this way, then that'll open the door mainly for Israel to possibly qualify for the next section in the World Cup.
Well, it'll all come down to the last match anyway, I think, because no matter what happens, Australia have to play Israel. I suppose if Australia beat them, they can still win it on goal difference. Would certainly be improved if they beat them on the day anyway, no matter what happens meanwhile, but it'll be interesting. Certainly a lot more interest now in the match against Israel here next week. Now Australia pushing forward. Here's Ollerenshaw. Well blocked. Good cover there. Coming back, Noel Barkley. Dunford clears. No one downfield. Yankos. New Zealand is really getting committed to defence at the moment. De Jong charging Yankos down. Takes a bit of the pressure off New Zealand there. Powerful header by Gary Lund. And now McClennan. Nicely dispossessed, but getting it back after Billy Wright had stepped in. McClennan. Oh, and Ironside not quite able to get on the end of De Jong's little chip.
Well, that was good old-fashioned hard play there. Darren McClennan fought his way through there. Got the ball to De Jong, little cross, and Ironside was just a little unfortunate not to be able to get on the end of it. Good grafting.
So New Zealand under a bit of pressure for a while, coming back very effectively. Maintaining their 1-0 lead. 20 minutes into the second spell. Australia making the one substitution already. Alan Davidson.
This is the new ruling. It's come into effect to speed the game up now.
Throws from the wrong place, so the throw goes the other way.
That's right. It just speeds the game up a little bit and stops them wasting time.
Dunford back to Ridenton. Ridenton pushed over from behind by Petersen. Ricky Herbert. Herbert probably banking on McClennan's superior speed there, but McClennan didn't seem to read it.
Just a little lack of communication there. I think if he'd waited for Darren to give him the nod before he gave Darren the nod, it might have been a better race. But we're still in the attacking third, so that's the main thing.
Herbert's throw to the near post. Now Warren Spink. Petersen coming forward, dispossessed very effectively indeed by Dunford. Real speed by Dunford shown there, getting back. Here's Koczka, the new man. Spink.
That's very good play from New Zealand, Alan. They're forcing the Australians to play back, so obviously they're closing down all the options.
Now Van Egmond. Down to Wade. In steps Dunford. And Barkley. Herbert. Offside up there against McClennan.
Replacement for Australia coming off number 8, Mike Petersen, being replaced by number 15, Robbie Slater.
So Robbie Slater to go on in place of Mike Petersen. Robbie Slater wearing number 15. Substitutes, that's 2 substitutions by the Australians. And that's all they can make. Here's Crino. Arnold looking for shooting space. And winning a corner. It's well kept at bay. They're giving Arnold very little space today. He had one opportunity, didn't take it, but that's all.
That's all, Alan, yes. I think the back four of New Zealand's done an excellent job in controlling the play and which way the players face, and therefore they're cutting down the opportunities, and they're doing it very, very well.
Crino with his corner. Yankos makes a poor pass. Ridenton to, here's a chance for Billy Wright, it was, Billy Wright. The referee's quite happy with the clash. Billy Wright lies prone, play goes on. Billy Wright still on the ground as Australia counter-attack. Ridenton coming in. And that one's squeezing away, ricocheting across the touchline. Billy Wright still lies prone just outside the penalty box.
I think it's one of those professional fouls again from the Australians that they've got away with in the heat of the moment. The keeper seemed to come out feet first, which I think is a little bit illegal, really.
Just a little bit. And as we've said, this referee is erratic. Nobody minds a referee who is hard on fouls, providing he's consistent. But he has not been consistent during the course of this match. Danny Halligan sitting on the bench there, talking to John Edson. Whether he's bringing him on, I don't know. But at the moment, Billy Wright has made a recovery, which is good news for New Zealand because his skills have been in evidence out there today. And here's Fred de Jong forcing his way down the touchline, making a lot of ground. Fred de Jong going brilliantly. Alan Davidson back to Jeff Olver. Hopeful drop kick. there's Slater, gone into the attack. Robbie Slater. Spink, Warren Spink turning on it. Davidson. Ollerenshaw. Challenged effectively by Ironside. Ironside's done a marvellous job in midfield for New Zealand today. I think it was Eddie Johnson, his club coach at the Sydney Olympic, who said when John Edge had first named his side and didn't have Ironside there, he said New Zealand are a team to be feared, because if they can pick a side without Robbie Ironside, they must be a marvellous side.
That's right, yeah. We've just had a substitute there. Noel Barkley's come off and Danny Halligan's come on. Now, he's a very strong midfield player. He'll run all day, so hopefully that should give us a bit more power in the engine room.
Here's an awkward ball. Gosling's equal to it. Yes, Danny Halligan had an injury, which we understood prevented him from being considered for selection. He's obviously fit enough to come on here at the stage. That's good from New Zealand's point of view. Fred de Jong working overtime in midfield. Ironside there, the referee getting in the road. Bounces to Australia's advantage. This is Crino. Gary Lund has to be careful not to give away a penalty. And a corner to the Australians. And a lot of noise above us at the moment. Well, some anxious faces there. Oh, that's the some interested faces there amongst the players in the 3 o'clock game here. The oval ball. Oh, Gosling, the near post, returning it to Ollerenshaw. Ironside. With what we could describe as a touch finder.
That's right, yeah. There's Gary Wetton in the picture there with his brother AJ, Brian Williams. These are all the players lined up for the festival rugby match after this. I don't know who's playing for who, but I think they're the Auckland Barbarians.
Well, I think they're feeling the slight twinge of anxiety that all the New Zealand public here are at the moment. 1-0 ahead. Can New Zealand hold on against this powerful side? And here we have a corner coming. Ricky Herbert flicking that away. Pressure from Australia. They need 1 goal to level up. 1-0 to New Zealand. Ollerenshaw's corner. And that's gone beyond the goal. Another goal kick. And the Australian heads sink a little lower.
Actually, I think they've let themselves down in their performance here today, Alan. They're not as crisp and as sharp as they should be. Their distribution's poor. And their attitude, they don't seem to really want to work that hard, do they? And I would say Frank Orff would be not a very happy person at the present time.
Certainly didn't appear to be there when we saw him a moment ago. Here's the ball up to halfway. The other part of the story, of course, apart from the Australians letting themselves down, is the old story in sport. You can only play as well as you're allowed by your opponents. And today, they haven't had the latitude they had in Sydney. Yankos. Calderan going forward. Getting it to Van Egmond. Halligan winning it, losing it. Ironside confidently going through there. Davidson on the end of this pass. Nice work, Davidson. And Dunford for New Zealand. Free kick held by Ironside. On Koczka. Oscar Crino with a critical free kick. Oh, well done, Gosling.
Once again, he's really dominated that area, hasn't he? He came out with so much confidence there, and he just plucked the ball off the players' heads. That must give a lot of heart to the New Zealand players.
The Australians trying to get things going there. Billy Wright handled that, I think. I thought the whistle had gone. No. That'll be Slater. And the corner awarded as Mason challenges Slater. There's been a lot more pressure on New Zealand in the second half. Scott Ollerenshaw. The referee awards a goal kick.
It's a very good decision, Alan. Actually, it came off the Australian player, but the linesman gave a corner, but the referee overruled him, which is an excellent decision. Now, I think with this, if this result stays this way, it's going to make it very interesting for how Israel play next week here. If New Zealand could happen to pull off a win against Israel, it would change everything, wouldn't it?
Well, we'll wait quarter of an hour before we worry about that.
Right.
I think, Adrian.
I'm being positive, Alan, yeah.
Yes. Well, last week in Israel led Australia 1-0. A goal from the penalty spot until late in the game. Charlie Yankos ripped one into the back of the net from a 25-yard free kick. Make it 1-1. So we still have some 12 or 13 minutes to go here. Here's Koczka trying his luck, which was out. Well, it must be satisfying to the New Zealand players to know that Frank Eric is so desperate that he's taken two of his first choice team players off and replaced them with substitutes, indicating that things are not going well for his team and he's got to do something to try to revive their fortunes. It hasn't worked that way yet. Here's Halligan. Oh, he got one out a bit luckily. Now the Australians coming, but good challenge there by Ironside again. That'll be Slater. Davidson selling a nice dummy to Halligan. Finding Crino. Paul Wade with a chance. Oh, Ironside again. And away goes Billy Wright. This goal to Billy Wright. A wonderful goal to Billy Wright. Again, Billy Wright coming down that left-hand side there. McClennan took the player away and he hit that marvellous right footer. Looped it over Oliver's hands and he had nothing to do. Here it is from another angle. He's had a look up there. He sees he's got no support. He cuts inside there, beautifully balanced. There's the shot coming in over, little chip, and Oliver had no chance. Olver was completely stranded there. Marvellous goal. A world-class goal by Billy Wright. He jumped the fence. It's a wonder he didn't jump the grandstand. And it was all made because of that tackle from Ironside. He went from one side of the field to the other and actually got a beautiful tackle in there, which made it all worthwhile. What's he giving here? Goal kick. There's Robbie Ironside, very red in the face, but very satisfied within himself, I'm sure. I know he was very disappointed when he wasn't chosen for the games against China Taipei. Well, he made himself available and told John Adstead he was happy to play, but John didn't want him then. But things have changed since then, and John Adstead will probably be putting his name down first the next time he lines the side out. Levy's come on, and McClennan has gone off. Tony Levy has come on. Late in the game, we've got about 8 minutes to go. New Zealand ahead 2-0. Well, another one would be very satisfying to the New Zealanders and would, in fact, arithmetically put them in with a very faint outside show if they beat Israel handsomely. 2-0. If they can make it 3-0, and Australia have to come forward. Here's Levy. He's doing a little too much, perhaps. Herbert says goodbye ball. Now here's Graham Arnold. We haven't seen much of him. Can he tear one off? Crino, Slater, flags up, offside, Spink offside. Well, if nothing else happens, that Australian journalist who a week or so ago wrote that it's time that Australia stopped playing, it's time that Australia stopped bothering to play against the All Whites because of the substandard nature of our football and should be playing decent football in countries, might be made to eat his words today.
I think so, Alan. I think it's if you didn't know who was playing here, you'd probably think the All Whites were the Australian side and vice versa, but the All Whites have played extremely well. They've been very controlled in everything they've done, very purposeful.
Very important now that they maintain 2-goal advantage. They don't want to have to undergo some of the tension that you fellas had to undergo during the World Cup in 1981, particularly in Singapore. He's just 1 goal ahead and having to hang on, and did it so brilliantly, but oh, how nerve-wracking it can be.
Oh, they've got a nice cushion now, and they seem to be taking it well in their stride. They're still tackling, they're still running, they're still working hard, and they're still closing the Australians down, which is making Australia really frustrated. They don't know which way to go.
Well, there's about 5 minutes to go. New Zealand have got to keep their heads now. Here's Dunford losing the ball. Ricky Herbert also losing it in a different manner. See, the goal difference here is of critical importance to Australia too in their battle with Israel at the moment. If New Zealand take 2 points from this match, and if they happen to beat Israel next week and take another 2, 4 points, that's more than Australia have at the moment.
That's right, Alan, and the other thing too is that it puts a lot of pressure back on Australia now because they have to beat Israel. They can't afford the luxury of a draw anymore, and I think the hinging result is obviously next week when New Zealand plays Israel.
Well, New Zealand still have to win this, but they're 2-0 ahead. Malcolm Dunford in the first half and Billy Wright in the second half, 2 magnificent goals. Here's Slater, beaten by Ridenton. You have to say that Ridenton's done a good job coming in. He had a lot to prove. He's done very well.
He's only a youngster too, Alan. It's probably his first full international at this level, and he's coped with it very well. He hasn't been spectacular, but he's been there, he's done his job, and he's part of the team. You know, this is the main thing.
Now here's Warren Spink. Billy Wright.
Oh, it's a bad challenge there after the ball had gone there. Very professional foul and very late.
And has the referee seen it? What's he giving here?
He didn't actually see it, he just saw the after effects of it.
He wants the player concerned. What does he want, Yankos? He's talking to Yankos. And we'll just wait for the outcome of this. There's heap discussion going on here. Was that Robbie Slater? No, it was Paul Wade. And what did he get out of it? Just a lecture?
Yeah, once again, the Australian
just a
players
lecture.
got off with it.
And New Zealander had a yellow card. Professional foul, and he's had a quiet chat. As I said, he's been erratic. He's done some things very well,
he has.
Very perceptively. And on other occasions, some of his rulings have been very difficult to understand.
It's a little bit of respite for the players here now with his break for the injury, and it's given them a bit of a breather.
And New Zealand have a free kick.
It's not a very happy sight there, Alan, with all the Australian players on the bench there. They don't look as though they'll be partying tonight.
Well, you can't blame them, can you? They came over here, I'm sure, wondering how many goals they'd add to that 4-1 they got to Sydney.
Yeah, it just goes to show you're only as good as your last game, and this game seems to be in New Zealand's hands.
See, right at this moment, we're looking at the teams getting 2 points each from their 2 matches, and Australia having 4 goals against 3. That's the way it stands at the moment.
Right.
So nothing much in it. Now here come the Australians in the last-ditch effort. Warren Spink, Crino, forward comes Yankos. Robbie Slater, or was it Paul Wade? That's gone nowhere.
Yeah, once again, all the attacking build-up has gone to waste because the last ball is so poor in quality that it's not getting anywhere near the players.
Well, the crowd support here today for the All Whites has been admirable. Aucklanders have turned out in force to show that they're at the backs of the All Whites, and the All Whites have responded magnificently. Forward come the Australians. There's Arnold looking for it. Well done by Gary Lund. He's been very good in the air. Now Fred de Jong. Nowhere to go much. Yankos. A long, hopeful delivery. There's Ollerenshaw beating Ridenton. Ollerenshaw. And Gary Lund. Nice play there by de Jong and Halligan. De Jong just screening it. Herbert. Levy and Halligan. Time is ticking on. In fact, it's 45 minutes since the game started, practically, in the second half. And offside. So the Australians are just about, I think, into additional time, if there is any.
And they're still very frustrated, Alan. That's a prime example of it. They're now hoping on the long ball and trying to get somebody on the end of it, and it's just
Look
not
at Frank
working.
Eric.
Yes.
All his birthdays have certainly not come at once today.
Well, you can see the dream of going to the World Cup dashed in front of him by little old New Zealand again.
Little old New Zealand, eh?
Oh, no. This is absolutely ridiculous. The referee has now booked Clint Gosling for wasting time when he was requiring the Australian player to be 10 metres away from the ball. He doesn't do anything for a professional foul, but gives something like that. He has been so inconsistent, it's not funny, isn't it?
Well, I've already said what I think about him, and I certainly haven't changed my opinion. He's just wanting people to know that he's there, but his rulings are inconsistent. I don't know how many times I've used that word, but I certainly stand by it. 2-0 New Zealand. Time just about up. Tommy Mason blocks effectively. Billy Wright's on the end of it. Here's Tony Levy. Up to his colleague Mason. Not one of the better crosses from Mason. The New Zealanders have not all played in places for which they're known to occupy today. Billy Wright has been all over the place, so is De Jong, but that's modern soccer, isn't it, Odin? You have to do a job away from your specialist position.
It is, and I think they've done it really well here, because we've had a couple of defenders playing in midfield, like Robert Ironside and Dunford, have done an extremely good job there. You've got a striker, Billy Wright, an out-and-out striker working upfield, and he's been playing in the midfield as well. And they've done the job that's been asked of them. You know, they've played the game hard and played it well.
There's a lovely ball from Mason, getting it in behind them. Not quite so lovely, but well meant. Getting it behind the defence. The theory now is to get them going backwards. He's certainly had a couple of minutes into injury time, and there's the final whistle. And the All Whites have done it. And they've done it on merit. They've outplayed the Socceroos, and they've scored 2 quite magnificent goals. The big crowd here at Mount Smart Stadium are loving it. And so I imagine are the All Whites and John Edshead. And Dave Taylor, his assistant. Well done, New Zealand. New Zealand 2, Australia 0. And New Zealand, I suppose, Adrian Elric, in there with a remote chance if they could win by a wide margin next week.
Oh, that's right, and fully deserved win for the players. They've run themselves into the ground.
Well, a marvellous performance by the All Whites, and the man in the hot seat, not just today, but for the last month. John Edshead, a marvellous effort.
Yes, I'm delighted for them. They had a lot to prove today. There's never going to be a football inside from our point of view, but we went out there and asked them to battle and asked them to work. They were wearing a New Zealand shirt, and, well, you know, you couldn't have asked for any more.
Were you confident going into this match after what's been happening this week?
Not unbelievably so. I mean, it's a very experimental side, playing Dunford in the midfield, but I mean, he had to come out man of the match. I mean, the lad was just absolutely brilliant in there. He took a lot of chances today, it came off, and that's what football's about. Some decisions you make, you lose, some you win.
One of the big things that your 82 side had was team spirit. It must take a while to build that up, and this side seems to be getting it now.
It's been difficult, but I think maybe the media helped us. They all put us down, and you know, when you're telling a Kiwi he's down, that's the biggest mistake you can ever make.
On to Israel now, a bit easier for you.
Well, I mean, it's goals again. I mean, we're in with half a shout again now. We've put the pressure right back on, and Israel...